You are welcome back again to the part 2 of the indices. Here we have these 10 questions to solve together, and we still have the 7 laws of indices still on the board. So moving on to this, let's quickly recall. Based on what we have for the 6th law of indices, so it is not inappropriate to assume that x raised to the power 1 all over 2 is going to become, because this 2 is serving as the a, and it became a root x. So definitely this 2 will serve as 2 roots, which we can also call square root. Square represents 2. So which we can also assume that it is what? Square root of x. Also, we can assume that x raised to the power 1 all over 3 will become 3 roots, which we can call third root or cube root. Cube root of x. Let's leave this one and move into the questions. Nine raised to the power 1. 9 raised to the power 1 all over 2. We have 2 to be the denominator of the power, as we had it here. So these 2 will become the root of 9. This will give us square root of 9. Some might be thinking that why are we not putting 2? Well, it's not significant, but if you choose to put 2, no one will penalize you for that. So we have square root of 9. So this is going to become 3. For the second question, we have 8 raised to the power of 1 all over 3. That's going to become a cube root. This time around, the 3 must be present in this shape of the root to make it what? Cube root. You cannot just assume that you leave it that way. When you leave it that way, it indicates square root. So we have a cube root of 8. What do we have as cube root of 8? Cube root of 8 means what are the 3 values that you are going to multiply together to give you 8. So this is going to end up to become 2. Because 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 will become 8. Now to the third one. 3 raised to the power 1 over 2 multiplied by minus 3 over 2. There are a series of ways to solve it, but because of the time of the video, I've decided to pick a very simple method of solving this kind of question. We have our base here to be 3 and 3, and our power is given here. So we can quickly make use of the first law of indices. So here we have 3 raised to the power of 1 all over 2. This multiplication will become addition. So we have addition. So what? Minus 3 over 2. We have in brackets minus 3 over 2. Then we proceed by saying 1 all over 2 plus times minus. We have minus 3 over 2. This will give us the base here, the denominator here are the same. We have 2, then 1 minus 3. 1 minus 3 will become minus 2 all over 2. Minus 2 divided by 2, it will become minus 1. And we are having 3 raised to the power minus 1. Raised to the power minus means 1 all over. This minus will become 1 all over. So you have 1 all over 3 raised to the power of 1, right? And then 2 raised to the power of 1 will remain the same. So we have 1 all over 3 for the third question. So the fourth, 2a raised to the power minus 1 multiplied by 3a raised to the power 2. We can solve this one too by implementing the first law of indices. It will be quicker to use that, though we have other means of solving it. We have 3 and we have 2. We multiply the 2 together to have 6. Then this is a, and we have another a here. So we pick on the a. Then this is raised to the power of minus 1 the multiplication sign here will become addition sign. Plus what? Plus 2. We have 2. So we have 6 raised to the power of minus 1 plus 2. It means you are owing 1, you have 2. By the time you pay what you are owing, you'll be left with what? You'll be left with 1. Because you have 2, you are owing 1. So it becomes what? 1. So raised to the power of 1, well, then everything still remains 6a. Easy. The other way might have been, you say 2 multiplied by 1 all over a, because this is a inverse. Then you now multiply it by 3a raised to power 2. But that's going to be a little bit longer. But for the purpose of learning, this one will be quicker in solving the question. In as much you are making use of the laws given here, you are going to get your answers. For the fifth one, 2a raised to power minus 1 multiplied by 3a raised to power 2. But the 3a are in brackets raised to the power of 2. Raised to the power of 2. So what do we do here? We first solve the issue we are having here. These 3 raised to the power of 2, we have 9a raised to power 2. So this is going to be 2a raised to power minus 1 multiplied by 3 raised to power 2 will give us 9. Then we have a raised to the power of 2. A raised to the power of 2. Now from here, 2 times 9 will give us 18. Then we have our a raised to the power of 1, raised to the power of minus 1, beg your pardon. Then we have the multiplication sign, which becomes addition. Then you have what? The multiplication sign, which becomes addition. Then we now have our power here, which is what? 2. So this will end up to become 18a, because minus 1 plus 2 will become 1. Let's move to the next one, which is the 6th question. 125 raised to the power of 2, raised to the power of minus 2 over 3. So start with raised to the power of minus here will become 1 all over. It will become 1 all over. So we have 1 all over. What we have left? 125 raised to the power of 2 over 3. Now we proceed. 1 all over. Let's work on the denominator. The denominator is indicating the 7th law of indices. As you can see, the x is serving as 125, the a is our 2, while the b is our 3. So we are now going to have third root, which we can equally call cube root of our 125 serving as the x raised to the power of the numerator. From the 7th law of indices, it happens to be a. Here we can implement it by having 2 as our power, because this 2 is serving as the a. So 1 all over. The third root, or the cube root as you may call it, of 125 is going to be 5. What are those 3 things that you multiply to give you 125? 5 multiplied by 5, you have 25. Then 25 multiplied by 5, you have 125. So the cube root is 5. Having solved the cube root, we are left with raised to the power of 2. So we raise it to the power of 2. So we finalize the question by having, we finalize the solution by having 1 all over 25. Because 5 raised to the power of 2 will give us 25. Easy. Number 7, 18t cubed divided by this. Let's first attend to this, because it will be 3 raised to power 2 and t raised to power 2. This is from the 5th law of indices. So we have 18t cubed divided by 3 raised to power 2 will give us 9. Then we have t squared. For the basis, we have 18 divided by 9. We clear that one out. 18 divided by 9 will give us 2. Then we have t and t. This is t raised to the power of 3. Divided, for the power, you have it changed to negative sign from the second law of indices. So we have minus what? Minus 2. By the time you process 3 minus 2, you end up with 1. And you are not going to write 2t raised to power 1. You just leave it as 2t. Simplified. Easy. Number 8. 1 all over 27 raised to the power of minus. That minus means inverse. But if you are dealing with a fraction having an inverse means to turn something upside down. Had it been it was 5 inverse, 5 raised to power minus 1, it will become 1 all over 5. Because initially that 5 was 5 over 1. So 5 over 1, by the time you reverse it, the denominator will go up. It will become 1 all over 5. But here you have a fraction, well stated, 1 all over 27. By the time you clear this negative, which is the inverse, it will become 27 over 1. And 27 over 1 will become 27. So that's the reason we'll be having 27 as the inverse. So what have we done here? The minus has taken its action, has taken its toll on the 1 all over 27. Because that minus means inverse. As one of that, it means 1 all over 1 all over 27. And if you want to see it for the benefit of that, 1 divided by 1 all over 27, as the negative implies. So by the time you process this, 1, the division sign will become multiplication. And as it is multiplication, the denominator will take the position of the numerator. You have 27 over 1. When you finish this, you'll be left with 27. So that's how we have 27 here. Raised to the power of 2 over 3. We are not putting the minus again. The minus made it to become 27. Then, from the 7th law of indices, we are having the denominator to be 3. So it's going to be the cube root of 27 raised to the power of 2. So when you do this, the cube root of 27, what are those 3 things that you multiply to give you 27? That's 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3, 27. The cube root of 27 is going to be 3 raised to the power of 2. So this will result to 9. Easy. Without wasting time, let's proceed to the question number 9. We have 64 all over 125 raised to the power of minus 1 all over 3. As we have raised to power minus, this is an inverse. It will make the denominator to take the position of the numerator, and the numerator will take the position of the denominator. So by doing that, we'll be having 125 all over 64. Everything in brackets. So we are not going to place the minus here again, because the minus has done justice to this question by repositioning the numerator to take the place of the denominator, and the denominator taking the position of the numerator. So what do we now do next? We have our power written as 1 all over 3. So making use of the 6th law of indices, we are going to make the denominator of the power to be the root of what we have as our base. So this will result to cube root, because of this 3 here, cube root of 125 all over 64. This is 1. We don't need to say raised to power 1. Moreover, we are making use of the 6th law of indices, where the a became the root of x. Now the third root, or we can also say the cube root of 125. It means what are the 3 things, or same numbers that we are going to multiply in 3 places to give us this 125. So definitely it's going to be 5. 5 multiplied by 5 will give us 25. 25 multiplied by 5 will give us 125. So the cube root of 125 is 5. Then all over the cube root of 64. We can just take it straight. 64, we cannot use 2. 2 multiplied by 2 will give us 4. And 4 multiplied by 2 will give us 8. So let's proceed by using 3. 3 will not work also because 3 multiplied by 3 will give us 9. And 9 multiplied by 3 will give us 27. So definitely it's going to be 4. Without wasting time, 4 multiplied by 4 will give us 16. And 16 multiplied by 4 will give us 64. So we have our 4 here. So we can choose to leave our answer like this or as mixed fraction. So 4 in 5, it goes 1. And we have 1 remaining all over 4. That's our answer. Easy. So question number 10. We simply make use of the first law of indices. We have similar bases here as 3 and we have 3 here. So all we need to do, question number 10, is to say 3 raised to the power of n minus 1. The multiplication sign will become addition. So becoming an addition, we have 1 minus n. So moving forward from here, we have n here minus n. You have a single n and you have to remove the n. So you don't have anything as n again. N has cancelled n. Similarly, minus 1 plus 1. You are only 1 and you are not given 1. So eventually everything will cancel one another. So you are going to the left with 3 raised to the power of 0. And if you have not forgotten, we have the third law of indices. X raised to power 0 will be 1. Moreover, anything raised to power 0 will result to 1. So our answer here is going to be 1. Easy. That will be all on the intermediate level. So I'm leaving you with this task. The first, second, and the third question. So I want you to practice them from home. Give your answers in the comment section. And I implore you to please subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends, and like. Thank you very much. Till next time we meet, where we shall be talking about the advanced level of the indices. Until then, peace.